What's up, guys? It is that Panagon. I'm here again with another video, and today we're gonna be looking at our last island raid. This was honestly a really weird matchup for us. It felt really mismatched, if I'm being honest, and it was so bad to the point where I wasn't even sure if I'd make a video on it, just because I felt like this was it was just unfair. You know what I mean? That being said, one of the people in the island raid did make a video on it as well, and he was really nice, reached out to me. He was a good sport, so I was like, you know what, I'll also post my video, because I guess he wanted to collab and stuff, and I guess this was like his version of collabing or whatever the case. That being said, let's hop into this. First, I want to talk about how the matchup looked, right? So we have basically, I'm going to tell you guys how we decided our allies. We start off in the top left corner of the map. We have, AOF, who's down below us, and then we have this other alliance. Honestly, forget their tag. I'd have to see it to remember it. But we have this other alliance on our side who we end up allying with. And honestly, we were considering not taking no allies, but I don't want to get too cocky in a situation like this. Like, I feel like it's overly arrogant to the point where we're just gonna we're gonna get stumped. If it's like our downtime or something, we'd get like clapped from behind. So I was like, you know what, we'll take at least one ally here. And the only reason I didn't want to take allies was just because I felt like that map was so mismatched that we literally could have fought anybody, and I feel like we would have gotten pretty good points or pretty good kills. The only alliance that I'd consider to really be on our level in this matchup was MGM, and this isn't to sound cocky, but it is just how it is, right? They were the only people who maybe had a really good field presence crew. We had DRK in here, for example, who I will say they had a pretty good rally and garrison captain. They had a pretty strong guy, but it was not at the point where we'd get absolutely pressured, you know what I mean? And they didn't have enough field fighters to really overwhelm us as well. It was just kind of I don't know, it was really weird. I looked at I think it was G7 and G5, and I feel like we did kind of it would have made more sense for us to be in those brackets where we had much less of an impact, but it was to the point where we still would have been able to hold out. I think one of the biggest issues usually comes down to hey, do you have a whale? You know what I mean? In this case, we have Big Daddy. We also have Crow, who has a over 6 million rally captain as well, rally hero. So we do have kind of two whales here who can send rallies, and I feel like this matchup was just really wonky for us, and we kind of just have to play and try to milk these teams, and that's exactly what we do. We do a lot of these rallies, and I don't show them all in this video. We do a lot of rallies. We cancel, we send rallies, we cancel, we send rallies, we cancel, and just keep trying to milk the tower as long as possible in a lot of these cases, and just keep it going. So it was really weird, you know what I mean? I really didn't know how to feel this matchup. By the way, for the other YouTuber, I'll probably share a link in the comments or something if you guys want to go check out his video. He did have some of the other fights that happened. I remember what's it called? There was a little skirmish at the beginning of the event. I didn't record that. I probably didn't record some of the other stuff. We did have some all right fights. I will say some of the stuff was very confusing for me, because honestly, we could have been in a really bad spot if these three alliances that we were kind of fighting here on this side of the map allied against us, right? And basically what ends up happening is we do actually have them kind of coordinate against us, but it was pretty poor. So to start off, basically what happens is AOF, or whatever the tag is, right? They build a tower to the village that we took from them in the beginning of the event. Basically, it gets popped right away because Big D's online, right? He swarms the tower out. They pop the tower. They start building all the way around us. And I'm going to say this, there's obviously only so much cement we have, so we're not going to just build to cut them off. We're going to let them build, and we're going to save our cement to actually fight MGM or fight DRK in here, who we consider to be more of a massive threat and that we need to cut off ASAP. So we do have the 7, we have both the 6s, and we're kind of, we had 2 7s, by the way, and we're kind of trying to start building towards MGM, or build towards the 8, so we're kind of in position for fight when reset opens, you know what I mean? And basically what this AOF group does is they build around, and they honestly drop so many towers on us, and it was really weird. So they drop at least 4 more towers, which we pop all of them. And I feel like the coordination was really weird. Sometimes they didn't build when DRKN built, or they would build while we were fighting, which we could easily just refocus on them. Whereas I feel like they use so much cement doing these fights or doing these pushes, where they could have saved it for when MGM was actually kind of fighting us. For example, how we fight them mid here. They could have tried pushing us from 2 sides. DRKN did the same exact thing. They wasted a lot of cement, got a lot of their towers popped. They kept trying to stretch around and fight this other alliance that we kind of were supporting in the corner here. And this alliance actually was a big help because they kind of distracted AOF quite a bit, wasted a lot of their cement and stuff. And we decided to kind of just pick them up on, because they were just, pretty good help, and we didn't want to kind of overextend ourselves because we did want to focus on MGM when the fight started and stuff. And basically what happens is both of us use expansions, or sorry, we both use building skills when reset opens, so we both have to build 2 towers to connect to the, the ruins or whatever you want to call them, right? So basically what happens is we walk over to where their tower is and we start trying to block any reinforcements, you know what I mean? And so we can swarm the tower out and we can get our tower down on mid first, because for anybody who doesn't know, basically if you capture the level 8, you instantly get 150,000 cement. It's one of the things kind of like similar to if you capture a 6, or if you capture multiple 6s, you get so much cement. Same happens with 7s. If you capture 3 7s, you get 170k cement instantly, right? And that's just kind of how it works out. Like if you capture 2 level 6s, you get like, I think it's 50k cement, and it's just like that. We didn't want to give them the extra cement. We wanted to push them back ASAP, so we captured that and we kind of built around to try to cut them off, but near their flank area, which we do end up kind of becoming successful at. I was honestly surprised by their presence. I will say, though, I don't really know if it was a time zone issue or what, because I do know that these guys are Philippines, and I don't know if reset's a really good time for them, because I think like if reset's 7 o'clock p.m. for me, I think it's like 7 a.m. for them or something around that time. So it might just be really bad for time zone or something. But either way, I do think that it was still outmatched with the whale power. Like I know they did have Shinovas, and this guy was actually a monster. Shinovas was an issue. And honestly, we would probably had a lot more trouble on these towers if we didn't have these swarmers, because these tower swarmers on like the rider tower basically are what saved us. Those rider towers are no joke, guys. I'm not joking. They kill us so much. But yeah, I do feel like this was a mismatched island raid. I do feel like we were just kind of like too strong for this bracket, be it field presence, be it whale power and stuff. So, honestly, it just kind of is how it is. We tried to fight like most of the stronger groups, or like groups that we consider to be relatively stronger, like DRKN, we consider them to be relatively stronger, at least in whale power. Same applies for MGM. We didn't really want to ally these guys, because if we allied them, it's like we're not going to fight, and like we just like are blood hungry. So we do try to fight these guys. We honestly only went in with 1 ally at the start, and we ended up developing 2 more allies just because they seemed like the smaller groups that were going to end up getting picked off, and we were like, might as well help them out while we're kind of kind of going about it. Either way, I mean, that's really it to the video. I don't really think I have much to kind of talk about here. I probably missed some of the footage, but honestly, I felt like there was just so little footage that I didn't have a lot to record here. But that being said, I do appreciate you guys for watching as always. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will have an Archipelago raid video coming up in maybe a week or so. I don't know how long it's going to take me to edit it. I had a lot of footage there. That being said, I do appreciate you guys. I will see you guys in the next video. I'll probably post some other videos this week as well. You guys have a great one. Yeah, and that is it. Peace out.